Today, as I walk through this New Zealand landscape, I find myself thinking about one simple thing. Who are we? Not what label we wear, not what box we tick, not what someone else decides to call us. Who are we really? When I look around this country, I see mountains that don't care what we call ourselves, rivers that have flowed long before any of us arrived, forests that have stood through generations of change. Nature does not separate us, it simply accepts us. Yet people seem to spend so much time dividing themselves into smaller and smaller groups, creating categories, creating labels. But history tells us a different story. The people who lived in these islands before us weren't frozen in time. Communities changed, tribes changed, alliances shifted, people migrated, and new identities formed, and old identities disappeared. Before the arrival of Europeans, there were cultures and people whose stories have largely faded from public memory. History is full of groups that were absorbed into others, displaced, or simply disappeared from records. Human beings have always been changing. We've always been evolving. The idea that identity remains fixed forever isn't really how it works. And maybe that's why I struggle when people insist that everyone must accept a label chosen by someone else. Because identity is personal. You can tell me what you think I am, but only I can tell you who I am. When someone asks me what I am, my answer is simple. I am a Kiwi. Not because it ignores history, not because it ignores culture, not because it ignores where my ancestors come from, but because it recognises something bigger, that all of us who call this place home are connected by the same land beneath our feet, the same storms, the same coastline, and the same future. The economy that feeds us is connected. The roads we travel are connected, and the communities we rely on are connected. Whether we like it or not, our futures are tied together. When societies become divided into competing groups, everyone loses. History shows that time and time again. Strong communities are built when people remember what they share, not when they focus on only what makes them different. That doesn't mean erasing everyone's culture. It doesn't mean forgetting history. It recognises that beneath all the identities we carry, there is something deeper. We are people. We are neighbours. We are families. We are New Zealanders. And maybe the lesson nature teaches us is the same lesson it has always taught us. The forest survives because thousands of different trees share the same soil. A river survives because countless streams flow together. Nothing thrives completely alone. As I walk through this landscape today, I find myself thinking that perhaps the strongest identity isn't the smallest groups we belong to. Perhaps it's the biggest one, the human tribe. And here, in the corner of the world, beneath these mountains, beside these rivers, and under the same sky, we're all Kiwis trying to find our way home.